This probably isn't copyright. Have you guys seen this? This one's pretty crazy. Sweeney's overrated. Hey, you knew what I was about to talk about. Not making any comments on her acting prowess.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has her genes.
That's a fucking weird ad, huh? That's a weird ad for American Eagle. It's for a fundraiser. They're donating it to some kind of disability awareness or disability treatment facility. I'm not entirely sure. Not really concerned about the cause, though. I mean, listen, if the purpose of the ad is to rage bait, then, I mean, mission successful. But, like, now's not the time, you know? Isn't it basically a remake of an old-timey ad that did the same pun? Yeah, I think I remember that, but that original ad was weird because they used a kid and also, like, 2 pointers. For one, now is not a great time to be doing weird Nazi reference gene, you know, stuff. And also with Sydney Sweeney in particular, because Sydney Sweeney is the actress that the far right obsesses over because she's a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman with big knockers. Like it's like a thing. Like the right-leaning people are always talking about how epic and based and red-pilled she is. This is a kid. No. The original ad from like decades ago, they did it. Was it Levi's? They did an ad and they had like a kid. I remember there being some controversy over that. But like it's very deliberate. Like it's pretty obvious what they're doing.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has her genes.
Personality, even eye color. I would usually assume, I think that eye color would be more genetically determinable than, like, more heritable than personality. Subtext half an inch beneath the surface. Yeah. This also kind of plays into what I said about everyone is sexy, but nobody is sensual or whatever. Because this is obviously sexy and she's hot, you know, like no. Like, obviously, right? But it's like, she's just laying there. Yeah, everyone's sexy, nobody's horny. I don't know. It's f***ing weird, man. Isn't Sydney Sweeney a liberal? I don't really know. I think for the most part, like, actors kind of play it close to their chest, right? Oh yeah, I remember this, that National Post article. Wokeness is no match for Sydney Sweeney's undeniable beauty. We've been pressured into pretending everyone is beautiful except for those who actually are. That's right, everyone. The mainstream media has been forcing you to find transgender, black, disabled women for beautiful for too long. Nobody's willing to point out that Sydney Sweeney is beautiful. Nobody's brave enough. This is a bad picture of her. I think that's kind of funny, you know? They're just looking at her tits. She's fairly liberal. She directly produced and starred in an anti-religion, pro-abortion movie made conservatives mad. I guess. I don't know. It's just weird, man. It's not exactly hidden subtext. It's blown up, too. I mean, in terms of it being like a successful ad campaign in getting attention, I mean, it's succeeded in that regard. I'm not sure how much of that is going to translate into sales. I don't really, even if she's liberal, I don't really want her to play into, like, the Nazi psychosexual obsession, to be honest with you. You know? Her ad has caused American Eagle stock to spike. Well, sure, but that's investors. That's not really, like, that's a different group of people. Is this a spike? Oh, there we go. 10.5 to, what, I don't know, peaking 13.5. That's a pretty big jump. Sydney Sweeney attended the Bezos wedding, and that's it for me. Did she? Didn't a lot of people attend it? She's a huge catch regardless, huge beauty symbol. I don't even think that spike is politically based. That's probably true. It did get a lot of attention, and Sydney Sweeney is a high-profile star. And it is, like, a good ad in terms of drawing attention, like, objectively. It's not necessarily an ideological reflection. I don't know. Wasn't there another thing where people were losing it? There was on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. There was somebody who looked like a cosplay of Amy Winehouse was dancing, saying that she'd give up some rights if they could be loved like 1965 or something like that. Am I misremembering this? Am I totally off on this? Don't bring Amy Winehouse into this. Well, she had the beehive hair. Jesse Murph. They're making up new people for me to dislike. Where's the thing? Yeah, there we go. Jesse Murph performs 1965 in The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon. And it's like weird. It's like I think one of the lyrics is, I would give up some rights if it meant going back to 1965 with you. I don't remember the exact lyric, but I can't play it out loud because of copyright. Also, look at how poorly the fella's trousers fit. Look at it in every time there's any tension or like any bending at the waist. Look at that. The pocket, this giant flap of cloth. Jesus. Terrible cut. Yeah, those are not 1965 trousers. That is true. Awful take. That these pants don't fit? Look at that. Every time this guy bends forward, it looks like he's wearing a diaper. I'm sorry, it's very distracting. Maybe I'm retarded, but I don't understand the Nazi thing. I get the jeans joke, but it just seems like a corny look. Outside the bubble of like edgy internet debate, talking about like genetic heritability and the superiority of one's genes while panning over a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman, much less like one who is known for being thought of positively in far-right circles, like that's pretty weird. Like, you know, this Aryan superwoman has great genes. Listen, I'm not saying that people who made the ads are Nazis. I think that they're cynically trying to get attention, which they succeeded in doing. I'm just saying I don't particularly appreciate it, especially in this you know, in this political environment. It's tone deaf. Well, tragically, I don't think it's tone deaf at all. I think they're hearing the tone. They just know what they're doing, right? The pants. You need a fuller cut. Yeah. Why is Sydney Sweeney the poster girl for the far right? I literally think they just chose a stacked blonde woman with blue eyes. I just think my memory of it was just at some point she did something that got her prominence. There was some public, I don't know if it was a role she had or she just spoke in public, but the right was like, now there's a beautiful woman, unlike all those trans black girls or what the Soros wants you to think are beautiful. Fatties. That's a beautiful woman right there. Yeah. And they just claimed her. I don't know. The rights thing isn't even the weirdest thing in the lyrics. I would be 20, but it'd be acceptable for you to be 40. Huh. That's weird. Why does your hair look like that? Wokeness is going to come back around, folks. It's going to swing back around. She said it was satire. I don't believe in satire. Look, I don't know enough about the 1965 thing. I'm mostly talking about the Sydney Sweeney thing. I hate giving up words to the fascists. Yeah, well, they're very good at co-opting culture. Very, very good at it. She was in the HBO series Euphoria that starred Zendaya, and the Nazis picked her as the counter to Zendaya. Oh yeah, there is that big like conservative psyop to try to convince people that Zendaya is unattractive or whatever. Like they really want to hammer that in. There have been some conservative accounts that have gotten hundreds of thousands of likes arguing that Zendaya is not attractive. I guess they just pick Sydney Sweeney as like the opposite or something because she's white. And it's so pathetic. I mean, it does reveal how psychosexual the whole project is, right? There's no real belief here. They never even talk about it. Like the thing that gets me the most, I think, in the context of in the context of like their unwillingness to change the world for the better is they never even understand people's different sexual and sort of taste interests as a product of culture. They only think of it as people lying or being deceived. They can't conceive of beauty not being objective. So when people find Zendaya attractive, they think that, I'm being told I'm mispronouncing this name, whatever. When people, when they hear that, what they think is it's some like Jewish plot. You know, or everyone's like lying for the sake of wokeness. Conservatives love to say that, right? That the silent majority, that everyone secretly agrees with them. You know, they can't even conceive of it as being a taste difference. So they act like they're just rebuking a commonly held lie, a deception, which kind of reveals, I guess, to them like how shallow their thinking is. I don't know. Have you seen Euphoria? No, and I have no intention to.